Way. Strong wrists and strong hands from Jardim. And Gustavo Enrique, the centre-back, is whipping up the crowd. His header, powerful at the back post. He had a free header and it was palmed away, and Jardim did incredibly well not to clatter into the uprights. Corner now on the far side of the Neo Química Arena. Garro, the captain, has gone over to take it. This will be his 123rd appearance for the Timão. It's going to be an outswinger. Cross comes in now. Header again, but well held. Gustavo Enrique rising highest again. But Leo Jardim comfortable in the end. Gathers it, just takes his time, rolls it out. About 4 Vasco shirts lurking at the edge of the area. Up the field it comes, but it's sent back. Vasco will look to start again. It's with Saldivia, plays it forward, but it's a poor pass and it allows Allen to come forward. Yuri Alberto headers it on. Back to a teammate, it's headed into the box, but hoiked away by Vasco on the far side from Corinthians. Cross comes in, it's a poor touch. Couldn't be helped on towards Alberto. Vasco can try and play their way out now, and they do so brilliantly, avoiding the press, but a lunging, sliding challenge. Fran Daniele cuts out any form of counter-attack, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. 10 yards out from the corner flag. Good pressure, though, from Corinthians to try and win it back and disrupt. You feel, though, as if the energy from Vasco early on is being matched now by the home side. There's a foul given, though, on Garro, who was trying to turn his man and just was adjudged to have been slightly too physical. So with 13 minutes played, it's both sides locked at 0-0. Fernando Diniz, the Corinthians head coach, is gesturing. He's been sent back to his bench, unhappy with the fouls that are being given. As Coran Barros gets back to his feet for Vasco, the free kick is now taken, sent long, up and over the halfway line. As it looks to find it really well taken down by David. Feeds in fellow attackers, but it's been snuffed out by Corinthians as they can now look to stride forward. As Andre plays it out, wide left. Corinthians still coming down the left-hand side. Slipped in, though, is Vitinho. Looks to curl into the box. Did really well to twist and turn his way in. Won a corner. Did really well to skip past 2 defenders. Corinthians just getting on top now. It was the first 5 minutes. It was all Vasco, but now Corinthians have settled in, but still frantic. Still an electric start. Corner to come in on the far side. It's going to come in from Garro. It's played short to the edge of the area this time. Second cross comes in, almost a strike and cleared away. And the Corinthians will recycle the ball. It's all the way back on the halfway line. In fact, it's been sent all the way back to Camargo. And his bright sunburst yellow strip. Short sleeves, though, on a day like today in Sao Paulo. He plays it short now to the edge of his area. Corinthians looking to come forward with Allen. Plays it to his left. Finds Bidu. Upfield towards Vitinho, gets it back. Now with Enrique halfway through the Corinthians half, looking for options. There's a 4-man black shirt wall in front of him, so they're going to have to pick their way through this, and Corinthians so far doing well. Now with Andre turning, switching play from left to right, trying to slip in. Ranieri on this near side, just didn't quite have the legs to get it. Goes out for a throw and fizzed across the very lush looking surface this evening. Throw in the left back position for Vasco. Curbano has it, he's there to take it. on loan from Nottingham Forest, Premier League side Nottingham Forest, who are looking to secure safety in the English top flight. But Vasco have lost out. The ball's been worked over to the right-hand side, and Alberto can't quite keep it in and concedes a throw-in for Vasco, but now in the right-back position as Enrique goes to retrieve the ball, not doing so in any form of hurry. He grabs it now, ball cradled in his right arm. Blue boots on, trots up the line, hop, skips, throw. Straight to a Corinthians player, really well taken down by Vitinho, who turns it inside towards Andre. Lays it off to Biden. Biden winning it back though, as he'd lost out, and the referee says play on as Biden is sent to the turf. And in fact, there's now a Vasco player down, and the referee's letting a lot of things go here. Cross and shot coming in, it's not too far wide. Shot from Andre. Speculative effort. It's Barros who's on the turf again. So we just get a look at the replays. Biden goes down first. And then it's a clear dive from the 21-year-old Brazilian Barros. As Garro went in, he pulled his leg away. Barros feigned the touch. So smart play, good play from the referee there to allow that to continue. No booking, however. Headed on by David all the way through, and Camargo had to race out to get there first and clear it as he's being chased down by Vasco attacker. Ball sent into the Vasco half, sent long, back into almost volleyball-like with two deep sets going either end of the halfway line, but Vasco now do have the ball underfoot halfway through their half. Played forward, it is now with Barros, plays it infield towards Gomez, getting down that line, jostling with Ranieri, who's done ever so well to win it. Plays it infield into the box. Excellent defensive recovery from him. He was under all sorts of pressure from Gomez, and my goodness, what cool, calm passing from Camargo, who's being chased down by two Vasco players. Managed to thread the needle and find the right pass. Get it away, and in fact the referee is now just calling it a handball that he spotted. Free kick to Vasco. It's incredibly harsh on Rodrigo Garro. It bounced off of his chest into his arm. Not much he could have done about that, but handball is handball, and just slight delay to this restart. The referee's having to get his vanishing spray out because there's Vasco players are trying to get the ball further forward and up the field, steal those extra yards as they have done already on the down the touchline for throw-ins. The referee ruling this game with an iron fist. Vasco come forward, cross sent into the box. Cross come shot from the number 4, Saldivia. It's gone all the way out there for a goal kick. It's all quite bitty at the moment. No real sort of clear passages of passing as the ball is sent long from Camargo up towards and over the halfway line. Headed back though by Enrique. Infield now with Barros as he looks to skip away, takes some contact from Andre and goes down. Free kick inside the centre circle to Vasco. Barros taking his time to get back to his feet. He's spent quite an awful lot of time on the floor so far in this game, but you know that usually spells trouble. He's going to pop up a bit of moment of magic later on. He's got 3 goals already in the league as the ball from the free kick has worked its way all the way back to Camargo in the Corinthians goal as Vasco concede possession, and now Corinthians can come forward. It's with Allen as he's got 3 black shirts in front of him. He's orchestrating, directing where he wants runners to go. Can't find a way through, so turns to his left, out towards Enrique. Now with Bidu, but he's lost out on that far side to Brenner. Really well won. Good tussle there, but Brenner being the victor, sent long from Saldivia. took a deflection out for a Vasco throw. He was looking to set Bremer on his way on that right-hand side. Will be a throw in just over the halfway line for the away side, taken quickly by Henrique. Lumped back forward by Corinthians as they look to apply pressure again. Alberto chasing down Renan. Took a bit of contact, he's down. Free kick Vasco. Barros with the ball underfoot. He looks to get this one away quickly. Ball here in the left back position with Mendes for Vasco. Played forward, snuffed out though by Vanielli, but it's a poor pass, sold his man short. And Allen sliding in, tries to win it back. Bit of a hospital pass really. Allen concedes the free kick. He brought down Cheche. By 2 yards shy of the halfway line, the free kick is played back by Mendes towards the heart of the fence. Barros sends it long up towards Gomez on this near side, but it's played straight out. There's going to be a throw into Corinthians. Long throw headed away though by Barros. He's been absolutely everywhere. All action so far in this game. 22 minutes gone. Corinthians 0, Vasco 0 here in the Brazilian Serie A. Both sides coming into this game having won their respective Copa do Brasil 5th round ties. Home side beating Barra 1-0 with Jesse Lingard at goal. As Corinthians just played around the back and between themselves in defence. It was Vasco with 2-0 wins against Paysandu. Nego as the ball is played up towards this right hand side. Cross looked to come in from Vitinho, but it's cleared out for a corner. Roberto Renan did really well to come across and try and stop that early cross. Good play down this right hand side. It's a throw in, just shy of the corner flag actually. Now with Gatto, looks to get towards the byline. He's closed out though, and Vasco can come away with it. But only as far as the touchlines. In fact, they've won a throw-in. Took a nick off of the defender. Garrow pleads that it should be a Corinthians throw-in, and the referee's just blowing to make sure that the ball hasn't raced up the line too far. In fact, seen our first yellow card of the game, and that goes to Fernando Diniz, head coach of Corinthians. Because as he was saying, we've seen the replays and it should be a throw into Corinthians, but the referee's giving it to Vasco, and some more yard stealing comes in as it's launched down the touchline, headed away. It's going to be another throw-in on this near side. In fact, now it's all sorts of comings together. It's going to be a free kick. Unsure what for at this stage, as it ball went out for a throw, and I think it was just the hoofed clearance away from Ranieri on that right hand side. The referee is really having none of it this afternoon. Still really to see any real attempts on goal. There's been one or two speculative efforts from distance, but yet to see anything close by Enrique's headers from corners, but comfortably parried and saved from the Vasco goalkeeper Jardim. Vasco do have it with Garros in the centre of midfield. Played short to Mendes, down the line on the left towards Curbaro. Header comes in, and a headed over the bar by David. Lovely delivery from the Nottingham Forest loanee, but just headed a bit too much power high. There was no direction on it. It's a really, really tasty ball in. Curbano. Goal kick. It's taken relatively quickly and short. It's now with Ranieri in this. Sorry, with Paulista. Heart of defence. Lays it off to Allen. Back to Paulista. A sort of right back role. Ranieri hugging the touchline further forward, who is the right back, more of a wing back at the moment. Paulista has it back on this right hand side where they've been having a fair bit of joy, but Paulista switches play, beautifully taken the controlled in the end by Baidu as he gets forward. It's another long range effort and it's wide again. Baidu fancying his chances from there. He has got a goal already this season. It came against RB Bragantino. A 2-0 win on 12th of February. So not one to score often. This was shown by that effort. But an effort all the same. Somebody's got to be there to have them. Well muscled out in midfield with Corinthians as they can break forward. Garro slips it forward. Strike deflected, just wide of the posts. Vitinho coming closest. That was really well won in the centre of midfield by Corinthians. Garro slipped in. Vitinho and his strike could only be palmed away. Corner on the far left-hand side for Corinthians. Rodrigo Garro to take it. It's going to be another outswinger towards the centre circle. Headed away, though, comfortably by the Vasco defence. They can come again. Baidu back to Garro. Slipping in Baidu again. Tumbles down to the turf, wins a free kick in a really dangerous position. 5 yards away from the byline. Paulo Enrique, the offender this time. An opportunity for Corinthians to send their big men forward. It's almost like a corner where it is. Still on that far left-hand side. So everybody's stayed up. Garro will take it again. Stands over this. He's about 2 paces away from the ball. A lot of jostling in the 6-yard area. The referee's just having a quick word as Enrique, who's already been on target from a corner. Header comes in and it's parried away again. Excellent save. It was Ranieri who rose this time to win the header. I tell you what, Corinthians are getting closer and closer with these set pieces. There's a yellow card. It's been shown this time. I believe to Gustavo Enrique. Foul just inside the... Yes, cynical there from Enrique in the end. He replays powerful headers. These set pieces and corners, but yet make the net bulge as Leo Jardim in the Vasco goal has been equal every time as the ball is switched from right to left here for Curbano on this near side for Vasco. Played forward and back towards Mendes. Headers it infield. Mendes gets it back, but it's almost hit at him and he's lost possession. And all Corinthians can do is send it back. And Vasco will regain possession. Long ball forward, but snuffed out. In fact, referee calls another foul, and this time it's Andre who bundles over the Vasco player. I think the busiest man on this field so far has been referee Olivier Lacardi. He's been having to really keep his eye on things. Because now there's a bit of a coming together. Thiago Mendes and Enrique just having a few choice words spoken to each other as Andres Gomez gets back to his feet. Vasco, there's going to be another yellow card here. In fact, the referee's dropped the yellow card in such haste. It's a yellow card this time, I think, to Captain Thiago Mendes of Vasco. There's a 4, 5, 6 bodies and another yellow card that's come out this time. Oh, we're really going to have to try and pick this one apart. Well, we'll get confirmation on all those yellows. Thiago Mendes is definitely one of them. There's another to come as the free kick has eventually been played. Sent long, but Corinthians can now come away with it. Poor pass, but in the end actually finds its target with Biden on the right-hand side. It was under hit, but Biden was able to get there. Finds Vitinha on this near side as he's muscled out and tries to win it back for a corner, but it's gone out for a goal kick. As Vitinha bundles over Curbano in that left-back position. He was trying to get any form of contact on the Vasco defender to try and win. Corner ball, but it didn't come in the end. Leo Jardim sends everybody along. He's opting not to go for the short goal kick this time. Sent long, high into the sky, up and over the halfway line. Headed away though by Enrique. Headed firmly back to Renan. Renan can send it down the line and out for a throw-in. Just confirmation that it was Thiago Mendes and Cheche who were the two players to receive yellow cards for Vasco in that fracas. Gomez now just bundles over a Corinthians player for a Corinthian free kick halfway through their half. In fact, just staying down on the turf is the offended player. In fact, just readjusting his boots as the referee puts lips to whistle again to blow for another free kick, and this time to get play back underway. It's with Allen halfway through the Corinthian half as Biden looks to bring it over the halfway line, pointing and gesturing where he wants his runners, but has to go back as he's put under pressure from Cheche and Gomez. Biden, left-footed pass, goes 10 yards back towards Paulista, in the heart of the Corinthian defence. Now with Ranieri on this near side. All the doors appearing to be closed on that right-hand side, so Corinthians opt to switch play and go from right to left as Barros comes in, biting at the heels of Garro, and in fact does draw the foul. Rodrigo Garro does really, really well not to react this time, not to fall down, but just to take the contact. Free kick taken quickly, and the players switched from left to right. It's with Paulista. Now with Garro in the centre circle. Left foot threaded pass forward up towards Biden. Out on the far side towards Bidu. Infield it comes. Vitinha can't quite get onto it, and it's snuffed out and muscled out as now Renan looks to come forward. Misses out. He's squashed out by two Corinthian defenders. And Corinthians can now come forward with Vitinha. And with Garro right on the touchline. Misses out to Gomez, who wraps his leg around the Brazilian to win it back. Bundled over and foul just in the halfway through the Vasco half. Cheche gesturing to somebody, wanting some earlier action maybe, but really good tussle with Allen. Lovely bit of skill from Cheche just to turn and get away from Allen in centre of midfield. Allen on loan from Flamengo, finding himself pulling the strings in the heart of Corinthians as it's with Renan sending it long over the top towards David, and the keeper's come out early and David has palmed it. Forgive me, it's Camargo who palmed it straight down. He was right in the face of David. It was really, really well done as David looked to lift it over the goalkeeper, but straight into the gloves. And in fact, it's now cleared and Corinthians can come forward. There's a Vasco player down, but play is still going on, and this time the referee's going to blow for a foul as Baidu was brought down. Lovely ball over the top from Renan. David just kept onside. Timed his run well, but he couldn't get the ball over the 6'3" Camargo in the Corinthians goal as he went to loft it high stretch. The goalkeeper keeps it at 0-0 here. 35 minutes played. Thiago Mendes is the Vasco player down on the turf, clutching his jaw. So we'll sort of see. Yes, I think just ran into the shoulder of Andre. Not much in that, but it does mean he's going to need a little bit of treatment. Still 0-0 here, thanks to the heroics of Camargo. It's been Vasco's best chance, a long, direct Route 1 ball over the top. A very quick thinking from David to try and hoik it over the goalkeeper, but Camargo was there. Equal to it, we've seen 3 headers from 3 Corinthian set pieces. Gets saved brilliantly by Jardim. The referee's making notes again in his pocketbook. I have to try and work out if that's just writing down timings or if he's dished out any more yellow cards. But Thiago Mendes, the Vasco captain, is back on his feet. It is going to be, though, a Corinthians free kick right on the halfway line, just inside their half. Thiago Mendes is being marshalled off to the touchline. He will need to wait before he can re-enter play, and it's sent forward by Henrique. Short 5-yard pass. Now down the touchline on the left-hand side for Corinthians. Played infield, lovely little flick. Shot comes in, oh, and it's a beauty. Matthias Bidou strokes it into the bottom corner. Oh, that was incredibly slick from Corinthians, working it from out wide infield. And a wonderful roll of the feet on the turn to slip in Bidou. And he could slot that into the bottom corner with ease. Right in 38 minutes gone, Corinthians 1, Vasco da Gama 0. Really, really well worked down that left-hand side as Garro played it out wide to Vitinha, who slipped in. Garro on the turn. Biden took one touch to get away from his marker, steal a yard and bang! Right into the bottom corner. And it's a bit of skill from the captain, Garro. Back heel flicks on the turn towards the path of Matthias Bidou. Still had a lot of work to do, still had to steal that extra yard, and he did so brilliantly. And Leo Jardim in the Vasco goal, who's been equal to everything that he's faced so far, those 3 headers from corners, but he unfortunately could not do anything to keep that one out. Well, first blood to the home side. And we've mentioned before this incredible head-to-head record between these two sides. Corinthians unbeaten against Vasco in their last 5 games. And in fact, Vasco have only beaten Corinthians twice in all competitions since October 2010. So it's not very often that we see a Vasco win, and at the moment Corinthians on course to get another win. And a really important win that would send them up the table. As things stand, in fact, it would send them up to 14th. Vasco would, in fact, stay where they are, even though results around them are okay. But that could all change as Corinthians take the first half lead. And they're now on the break again down this right-hand side with Ranieri. Has to stop in his tracks and track back as he was put under all sorts of pressure. Thiago Mendes chasing down Paulista. Paulista finds his centre-back teammate. And in fact now Vasco, and wonderful bit of skill from Ranieri to get away from his man. The referee's allowing play to... No, he's going to call a halt as there are 2 Corinthian players down. And there's going to be a yellow card now for Juan Barros. Lovely bit of skill from Ranieri to get past Gomez through the legs. That's something that every football player fears. Cheeky nutmeg. But yellow card now to Barros, who's been at the centre of everything this afternoon. Free kick from Corinthians played quickly. Ranieri down this right-hand side. He's got Baidu in front of him. Cuts back inside though. There he finds Allen. Allen has it right on the halfway line. Sprays it out towards Henrique, who can play it out left with Vitinho. Crossfield ball, switches all the way over. Kept in brilliantly though by Biden. He's got no options in front of him. They're arriving now. Finds Garrow, but it's back into the centre of midfield. Garrow has it. Still on this sort of right-hand side, sprayed across to the other flank now with the goal scorer, Baidu. With Vitinho back to Baidu. Infield to Garrow, running around like a yappy dog. He's got full of energy. Up towards Ranieri on this right side now with Biden. Biden's looking for Ranieri to make a run. Isn't going to happen. The ball in the end is lost. And now Gomez can break for Vasco. It's in the centre circle with David. Plays it out to the right, far-hand side. Up now with Bremer. Brenner, haven't seen a lot of him so far. Plays it square ball to Mendes on this near side with Gomez. Cross is deflected and cleared away by Corinthians. Vasco win it back immediately. Played forward. Back it goes. Curbano. Now with Renan. Upfield. Struggling off is Cheche. David, it pops up for him. And then a strike on the volley. Well held by Camargo. Brenner snatching at an opportunity. Camargo drops the ball down with his feet in the 6-yard box. Inviting the press from the away side. Who are bouncing in the stands behind that Corinthians goal. On the turn is Vitinho. Loses out. Play goes upfield towards Gomez. And in fact, Ranieri can come away with it now with Garrow in the left back position. Chip forward brilliantly to get past two players. And in fact, the resulting pass does still find its target, but Corinthians tempting fate with a few sloppy passes. It's now with Andre. Plays out to his left over the halfway line. It's down the line. Cross coming in towards the near post. Trying to get on the end of it was Rui Alberto. But Jardin rushed out to claim that one first. Played forward though now by Barros. It's with Thiago Mendes. With his socks rolled down halfway down his calves. Blue boots. Plays it out towards Curbano, but it goes back now to the heart of defence. Poor pass from Barros. Allows Corinthians back into it. It's now with Allen playing it to his left. Garros just incredibly calm under pressure. Manages to evade the on-rushing defender. Finds the pass. Sloppy play though. And an awful challenge lunging down right in the heart of defence. And it's going to be a straight red card. Andre for Corinthians has been shown a straight red card. He's only just come back from suspension from having had one against Palmeiras on the 12th of April. But he's been given his marching orders. It was a really unnecessary lunging challenge. It was not pretty at all. He completely took flight to scissor down the Vasco player who is on the turf. I'll get confirmation of who it is in a moment. It's Thiago Mendes. But Andre has been shown a straight red card in an absolute head loss moment. You cannot go lunging in like that. And we just hope that Thiago Mendes is going to be able to continue as almost everybody is around. The 34-year-old Brazilian. Vizio's there, and the referee had no choice but to send Andre off. Complete head loss moment from the youngster. As 6 additional minutes are being shown. And well, that's completely going to change Fernando Diniz's approach for the second half, as everyone just takes an opportunity to cool down, take some fluid. Andre, with his side, Corinthians a goal up, now gives Vasco an opportunity to come back, as he's been shown a straight red card for an ugly challenge on the Vasco captain Thiago Mendes. He's receiving some lengthy treatment. We're already having 6 minutes of additional time, but we might need a few more. The good news is Thiago Mendes is back on his feet, hobbling off, and the referee is leading Andre off the field. He's still on there, getting drinks, but he's now being walked off. And that's just youthful inexperience for you. His second red card. He's still not even left the field yet. He's just hovering right on the sidelines. Now Ranieri, right back, is almost pushing him off. He's landed his teammates in this one. He will now have 45 minutes plus stoppages with 10 men. A lifeline for Vasco. Jardim's going to take this and send everybody long. It's halfway through the Vasco half. Another reason not to make such a ridiculous challenge. And the long ball from Jardim goes all the way out for a goal kick. Well, where do Corinthians go from here? But more importantly, where do Vasco go from here? Can they apply more pressure now and look to exploit that midfield? I certainly think now that Garro, who's going to have to sit slightly deeper, but he's been all over the field anyway, he's going to have to be slightly more disciplined in his approach. Long ball sent forward by Camargo. Headed back, though, by Vasco towards the halfway line. Baidu, the goal scorer, takes it down. He's under pressure from Brenner. Manages to squirm away, and he's off down the touchline now. Crossfield ball in towards Garro. Takes it on the left foot. Garro towards the penalty area. Slips in. Ranieri on his right-hand side. Cross comes in, deflected. And the cross comes in again, deflected and chested away by Vasco defenders. And it's sent into the sky, not convincingly. Vasco, who do have the man over. They're struggling to get their foot on the ball now. They do so eventually. They can come away with it. As we approach half-time. Ball sent long onto this near touchline. Cubano sends it infield. Now with Thiago Mendes, who's back on the field. Cubano infield towards Cheche. Gomez is going to try and get down there. Isn't going to be able to. And Ranieri is going to be too strong and just shepherd that ball out for a goal kick. Applauded by his teammates. Just taking the sting out of the game, winding down the clock. As Corinthians lead here by a 0-0 at home in this Serie A tie. Goal kick, though, with Kue Camargo to take. It's only his second appearance in Serie A this season, as he's come in for the suspended Hugo Souza. Matagino is also suspended for this one, and now Andre will join them on the suspended bench, as it were. Palista being harassed by David. He has to go back towards his goalkeeper, and Camargo, as bold as brass, back heeling himself into space away from David, the Vasco striker. Does ever so well to keep composed. We've seen him take a few risky passes, all paid off so far. But Vasco have worked the ball all the way back to Jardim, sends it long, up towards the halfway line, not cleared at all, or convincingly, and Ranieri takes some contact in midair from Andres Gomez, and it's a free kick. Just getting replays of Camargo's back heel into space as he evaded the onrushing David. In fact, we're going to have 3 more minutes added on in this first half because of that lengthy stoppage due to the Andre red card. It's going to be a total of 9 minutes added on in this first half. Corinthians 1, Vasco da Gama 0. And Timau currently in possession on the right-hand side with Ranieri. Plays it infield to Vitinha. Vitinha can't quite find Alberto. It's now on the far side with Baidu. Play forward, Vitinha runs over to that far side. The cross at the edge of the area, deflected and cleared away. Headed on though by David towards the centre circle. But headed back by Paulista. Staying up there is Garro trying to win it back. Sent long, headed back though by Henrique of Corinthians. Some head tennis going on now as Biden looks to get it under control. Takes some contact. Referee says back to your feet as it's sent high and long by Vasco and headed by Enrique all the way to Camargo, who will just drags his foot towards the byline where he'll pick up the ball. Winds down the clock just for a moment. Looking to see his side through to half-time with any more mishaps. Puts the ball down, sends it long upfield towards Alberto. Misses out on the header. And, that was a high foot by Gomez, but Biden did incredibly well to evade any form of contact, and in fact doesn't do so that time as brought down to the floor. Gomez was incredibly close to catching Biden with his boots. It was an incredibly high leg, but the referee was happy to let play go on. As Biden was upright, didn't take any contact then, but it was a lazy, tired leg from Andres Gomez to bring him down in the end. Ball is with Camargo in the penalty area for Corinthians, who sends it long over the halfway line. Yuri Alberto's been starved of service in this first half. I'm sure that will continue in the second as Corinthians are down to 10 men. Andre going off for a horror tackle on Thiago Mendes. Ball in the centre circle with Barros. Play forward to Cubano. Now Gomez. Cross comes in. Headed away though, the earliest opportunity by a Corinthians defender. It's up now with Garro. Dances his way past one. He's looking for support. Takes some contact, but wins the free kick. As Renan, he came away with the ball, but also piece of the man. And the referee will now call time to what has been a lively and frantic first half. Corinthians took the lead in the 38th minute as Breno Biden found the bottom corner after a lovely bit of skill from Garro to set him up. But then moments later, Andre was shown a straight red card for an awfully high lunging challenge on Thiago Mendes, meaning Corinthians head in at the break with 10 men, but they are 1-0 to the good. Don't go anywhere as we will be back shortly with the second half. Well, welcome back to the Neo Kimca Arena, as Corinthians currently hold a slender 1-goal lead against the visiting Vasco da Gama, as Matthias Bidiu's 38-minute goal proving to be the difference between the two sides. However, Andre has been shown a straight red card for the hosts after his lunging horror tackle on Thiago Mendes, which sets up a rather interesting second 45. Sides are about to emerge from the tunnel on what is a beautiful Sao Paulo evening. The sun is beginning to set across this wonderful, wonderful stadium that, it is worth noting, has reduced its capacity by 1 this week. Capacity is now 49,082, as Corinthians took away 1 seat from the section where a case of racism occurred earlier in the season. They've removed a seat permanently and replaced it with a sign where it was, a sign that says, "Here, racism has no place, and you never will." There's also a QR code there which gives home fans guidelines of identifying and reporting racism, racist abuse and behaviour, as a tool to learn and educate. It's a truly, truly remarkable and commendable thing from Corinthians. Of course, something that should never happen at any football ground or in any walk of life, anywhere in society. So a huge, bold step by Corinthians to do that, to stand with all who are affected by racism. We still await the two sides to emerge from the tunnel. It is Corinthians 1, Vasco da Gama 0. The other tie taking place at the moment between Grêmio and Coritiba. It is Grêmio 1-0 to the good at half-time. And where does that leave things in the table? Well, despite their losses, as things stand, Vasco da Gama and Coritiba will remain where they are. Coritiba in 7th, Vasco da Gama in 10th, but Grêmio will leap up the table and sit just a place behind Vasco in 11th. And Corinthians, who started the day in 17th, will now rise to 14th, slipping into that final relegation place. As Neymar's Santos. The players are just beginning to emerge from the tunnel as Corinthians, the home side, come out first. Corinthians in their classic white shirts with black sleeves and shoulders, and Vasco in their black shirts with the white sash which goes from the left shoulder, crossbody to the right hip. It's going to be a rather tactical and tense second 45 for these two sides, particularly for a Corinthians persuasion, as they look to hold on to what would be only their second league win in 11 games. They've drawn 6, they've lost 3, as well as that other win, but they are hoping now to get another one on the board, and it will in fact be the first win of Fernando Diniz's reign as the new Corinthians head coach. He joined 20 days ago on the 6th of April. He's already played 5 matches, 3 wins, 2 draws in all competitions, but those wins coming in the various cup competitions. So this would be his first league wins. We're going to see some substitutions for Vasco at half-time. Lucas Piton is going to be coming on for the away side, as is Johan Rojas. Rojas, who was in the starting lineup for their last game, has made way starting lineup tonight, but does come on as a substitute at half-time as Vasco look to get back in this game. And just before things kick off, the referee's having a word with the two captains. And in fact, Lucas Piton has donned the armband for Vasco in this second half. I'll get confirmation of who Rojas and Piton have replaced as soon as I can for you. I'll give you a run up of both sets of teams as well. It's going to be Vasco kicking us off in this second half, kicking from left to right. Therefore meaning Corinthians will be right to left as the referee gets us underway. I can confirm that it is the left back, Cubano, who is replaced. That'll be a straight swap for Piton. And Thiago Mendes is the other to make way, of course, as he hands the armband over to Lucas Piton. The Italian, Vasco have it. Cross coming in towards the box, up and over everybody. It's from a deep central midfield position, but it's bounced all the way out for a goal kick. You feel as if Corinthians will be doing all that they can to slow things down now. They'll be doing all they can to disrupt the flow of this game as best as possible. They've got a rather nervy 45 minutes to play with 10 men. Mathias Bidu with the goal, beautifully set up by Rodrigo Gallo. Heel flick. Camargo sends everybody forward for this goal kick. He's got some height and distance on that and bounces over the halfway line. Now Berto's brought down, but coming away with it is that man again, Gallo, who's been absolutely everywhere from the home side. Unfortunately, his passes to a black shirt. Coming forward now is Barros towards this near side. Long ball forward, kept in, not quite, says the referee. Paulo Enrique couldn't quite stretch to keep that one in. In fact, Ronaldo Gaucho, the Vasco head coach, who took over from Deniz in the opposite technical area not too long ago, throws the ball down as he's angry about something, but his side giving away possession. But they do have it back now on the far side with Lucas Piton, the new left back, in his bright red boots. Plays it infield and across now to Saldivia. Saldivia plays it upfield towards Enrique. Saldivia squares it to Barros as Vasco look to play it from left. In fact, the shot comes in from deep and from range, and it's parried away unconvincingly from Camargo. Does push it out for a corner. The strike, it was from the centre-back, Renan, and it bounced awkwardly in front of Camargo, and he had to be equal to it. Corner's played short towards the edge of the area now for Vasco. They've got men over still on this right-hand side, looking to get the cross in as quickly as they can. It's worked its way back to Gomez, who strikes it curling, and it's wide. A wasted effort, you feel, in the end. As the number 11 never looked to be getting that goal bound. Leaning back ever so slightly, meaning it was always going to spin wide of the target. Ronaldo Gaucho on the touchline. Very casually dressed, jeans and red shirt tucked in to his brown belt. Almost looked like he was about to embark on some form of DIY. And he's trying to construct a victory here as the goal kick is sent long, and it's not brought down convincingly, but it is now with Alberto, who's brought down. Referee says play on. Rui Alberto is really bending off of scraps As Vasco can come forward, they've got men over on this right-hand side if they can pick them out. And they do now. Enrique applying the overlap. Shot comes in. Wide of the post. Fizzes wide. Much better, though, as Johan Rojas has his first taste of the Vasco attack this evening. It wasn't far wide. Fizzes again. Bounced right before Camargo, but this time Camargo didn't need to put a hand on it. Vasco, that's 2 long-range efforts in 2 second-half minutes. They're trying their luck, but they can't get any closer at the moment. Vasco being resorting to long-range efforts. Just how deep will this Corinthians backline sit in the second half as they're a man down? Haven't made any changes at half-time, so we'll have to see if they can hold on. The ball is in the centre circle with Barros. Plays it to his left where he finds Renan. And then now to Piton. Italian plays it infield to Rojas. Saldivia on this near side now with Enrique. It's being stood up by the Corinthians defence. Back it goes from right to left. Renan finds Piton, takes a deflection. He's going to win a corner. It was a really well threaded pass, and Piton is trying to encourage the Vasco travelling fans behind the goal that they're aiming at in this second half. Cross comes in from Rojas. It's the strike, but it's really well held right down the throat of Camargo. And he just falls on the ball just to make sure that it doesn't spill anywhere. The referee counts down Camargo. He's got to release it within 8 seconds. He does so now on this near side with Baidu, the goal scorer. Goes back to the keeper, sent long, headed away though, only as far as the Corinthians midfielder. Vasco win it back. Renan crossing in towards the centre of the penalty area. Camargo can gather. David was looking to get there, but didn't challenge for the header. It's thrown out to this near side, where Baidu can send it forward up towards Vitinho. Vitinho surrounded by 2 black shirts. Plays it off of one of them to a throw-in right in front of his head coach. He's clapping and gesturing, trying to raise the energy. And Baidu has a throw-in. He'll take it just a few yards away from the halfway line. Throws it forward to Vitinho, bundled over. And coming to join in is Garro, but he can't win it back. Now coming away with it is Piton over the halfway line on the far side for Vasco as they look to get forward. It's now up with Rojas. His electric blue boots, plays it infield to Saldivia. From left to right it goes with Enrique. Left-footed cross in towards the box, but headed away and up and over by Gustavo Enrique. Had to be sure. Didn't know if there was anybody behind him, but he's headed it up and over and out for another corner. Taken quickly by Piton on the far side. Edge of the area. Finds Gomez. Strike comes in again and well held. Camargo must be applying glue to those gloves, because every time the ball comes in, he's caught it excellently. The ball is in the back of the net for Vasco, but it's not going to count because it was a ricocheted goal kick, and it was in fact who was it there? It was Roberto Renan who was intentionally stopping the goal kick from Camargo, who was trying to release it quickly. And it ricocheted off of him to the back of the net, and he knew what he was doing, trying to slow things down. Camargo was equally knowing what he was doing. Free kick is sent long from one penalty box, almost directly to the other. Chested down towards Biden. Clipped over the top and away by Allen. Holding that midfield almost on his own now as his midfield partner's been sent off. Allen has it, sprays it out. Well, he had options ahead of him, but he's gone backwards instead. Allen chips it forward. Alberto chests it down to Biden, who takes all sorts of contact. from Barros, who's already on a yellow. The free kick taken quickly, and it's shot and parried over. Really quick thinking from Corinthians. And it was Garro who was there, had space to shoot, and he did, and it was on target, and it was a firm fist from Jardim to punch it over and behind. Corner to the home side. Garro, who's been at the heart of a lot of things this evening for Corinthians, trying to make things happen, catching the away side off guard. Corner which he will take on this near side, swinging towards the penalty line. Free header from Ranieri, but headed wide. Completely unmarked. Angled it well, but just too wide. There were 3-4 black Vasco shirts not picking anybody up. And if that had gone in, well, that would have been a real mountain for Vasco to climb. But they are now coming forward with Rojas as he trots towards the penalty box, switches it onto his left, plays it outfield towards Pitten. The cross comes in towards the centre circle, chested down awkwardly by a defender in the box, Corinthian box. I think it was Bailu in the end, chesting it down towards Camargo, who gratefully pick it up. But it wasn't the most conventional of defensive interventions. But Vasco can come again as the goal kick is sent long, but conceding possession. It's on the far side. Piton plays it back and field to Rojas. Now with Scaldivia, the centre back, occupying a central midfield role. Barros playing it back to Rojas. Through ball to Pitten, edge of the area. Cross ball comes in. It's low and it's cleared away though by Corinthians. It was more of a cutback than the form of real delivery. No Vasco player running on. No late approach into the box. Throw from Vasco goes back over the halfway line. Played forward though from Barros. Vasco, almost every player, in fact every player bar Vasco goalkeeper is in the Corinthians half. Gomez, the door shut on that far side, so Vasco have to come again. But he slipped in from Rojas, and it's a really well timed sliding challenge from Ranieri to concede the corner. As Gomez was trying to get down to the byline and send in a first time cross. It will be Gomez and Piton who are going to take it, but they're complaining that Vitinho is in too close. It's nudged in, cross delivery, headed away though on the centre, the penalty spot by Corinthians. And Garro will now try to slow things down. Absorbs the pressure, takes the contact, wins the free kick. Clever play by the Corinthians captain and midfielder, as they now try to walk it forward, gain some extra yards. The referee's not penalised them. Sent forward up towards Vitinho, helped on its way towards Baidu on this left hand side. Back to Vitinho, plays it backwards over the halfway line to Allen. Forward ball up towards Garro, hoiked over the top towards Yuri Alberto, who slips, and he wasn't going to get there anyway as Jardim comes forward to claim it. He can roll it out now and send Chiche on his way. Now it's a Piton on the far left hand side. Almost everything coming down that left hand side for Vasco, the far side of the field from where I see it. Chiche, crossfield pass towards Scaldivia, who winds, look to wound one up and cuts inside instead, finds Chichi. Here's Piton, far side with Rojas, cuts back inside onto his left foot, slips it to Chichi, back to Piton. Worked its way backwards towards Renan. Now Scaldivia, back to Renan. Vasco, patient build-up play here. Misplaced pass from Renan, but thankfully Vasco were there to pick up the second pieces. Rojas, forward ball, bounces towards David, but he couldn't react quick enough, and it's cleared by Paulista, out for a throw-in on this near side for Vasco. As Vasco applying all sorts of pressure. They're just, at the moment, all they can do is play it side to side, and those forward penetrative balls aren't quite reaching their target as the home fans start the Poznan in the stands. Bouncing away. They're obviously feeling comfortable. But it's on its far side. Piton tries to send in the cross on the left-hand side. It's deflected. He wins the second header. Takes it back to Renan. Renan finds Barros. Forward ball towards Gomez. Gomez steps past Biden. Out wide he goes. Cross comes in, but it's a heavy touch. It's wide and it's out for a goal kick. And Corinthians won't mind this. They're keeping a really, really tight line. Keeping really, really structured. Not allowing any gaps. They're just trying to grind down this Vasco side. So you can see on the touchline now, Fernando Diniz, the Corinthians head coach, giving instructions to none other than Jesse Lingard, former Manchester United star. Scored in the last game against Barra FC in the Copa do Brasil 5th round. And with an hour played, 60 minutes on the clock, it is Corinthians 1, Vasco da Gama 0. And it does look as if Jesse Lingard is going to enter the fray. But Corinthians do have a free kick. There's a handball in the centre of midfield. It's halfway through the Vasco half. Darrow standing over it. They've sent people all the way up towards the box, and moments ago every player was inside the Corinthians half, and now every player is inside the Vasco half. Left-footed delivery towards the far post. Ranieri can't quite keep it in. And it's sent out for a goal kick. Goal kick taken quickly. Vasco really want to get back into this one as soon as possible. Up towards the halfway line with Cheche. Turns back inside. Finds Gomez. Now Saldivia. Back to Cheche. Rojas. Rojas has to cut back and send it back towards the right-hand side. Saldivia. Can't find Henrique on the right-hand side. Barros to Rojas. Rojas, who's looked positive since coming on. It's with Cheche. Centrally, plays it out to his left. He finds Rojas. Went to wind up for the shot. Cuts back. Sends it out to the left-hand side where there's Gomez. Cross comes in this time, but nobody's there. It goes and evades every player who was in the penalty area and out for a goal kick. Marta Gaucho gesturing in frustration. And in fact, that will be Andres Gomez's final interaction of the game, as he's going to be replaced by number 28, Adson. The Corinthians are also going to be making a change. It's going to be Vitinho who's coming off. In fact, it's being pushed off by Paulo Henrique. Jesse Lingard will come on. Number 77, the 33-year-old from England. As he comes on to make his 5th appearance in Brazilian Serie A this season. So that was Adson for Gomez for Vasco. And it was Vitinho for Jesse Lingard. As play is back underway, and the goal kick from Camargo was sent long and retrieved by the Vasco defence. It will be interesting now just to see with these changes, obviously an attacking change for Corinthians, whether they're hoping to get a goal on the break, whether to shore things up, but it's come forward with Adson, who's straight into it, edge of the area for Piton. Poor touch though, sends him out wide towards the far touchline. Has to play it inside to Rojas. Rojas trying to slot a fellow attacker on his way. Picked up though by Adson towards this penalty area. His shot is wide. He's hoping for a corner. That's a real sort of snatch opportunity there. Caught in possession was Rui Alberto. But it is a goal kick to the home side. And again, Camargo will take as much time as he can get away with. Just a reminder that after this tie, both sides back in cup action. Corinthians will be in Copa Libertadores group stages again as they play Peñarol. Corinthians currently top of their group. Group E for them. They're currently top 2 wins in that competition. Looking comfortable as things stand to progress to the round of 16. As Corinthians win a free kick almost on the centre circle. Breno Biden barged down in mid-air whilst contesting for a throw-in. Long ball sent forward towards Alberto. Chests it down. Looks to play in Jesse Lingard. Gets his first touches. Plays it back to Alberto. Alberto can't find the Englishman on the return. And the play breaks down and Vasco come away with it. Vasco there in Copa Sudamericana action on Thursday against Olimpia. And the second tier competition compared to Corinthians. But cup competitions all the same as they come down with a cross coming in on the far side from Vasco. Flashes across the face of goal and out. I said that Andres Gomez had gone off, but it isn't. It was in fact Cheche who has been replaced. So that caught me off guard as I saw Andres Gomez send in the cross, thinking he'd already been replaced, but in fact he's still on the field. And the short goal kick was played into traffic, and Corinthians have to hash the ball away out for a throw-in on the far side. Conceding possession, every player back inside the Corinthians half, up forward to Saldivia. He looks to play it out wide right, but has no options. Finds Coan Barros. Clipped over the top from Renan. Snuffed out there by well read by Ranieri. And Allen trying to poke it out wide to Ranieri, but it's out for another throw-in. Renan playing it forward up the left-hand side towards Pinson. Pinson playing it forward. Chested down though this time. Into the penalty box it goes. Wiggling his way through and poking an effort. It's Paulo Enrique toe poking it really. Didn't have anywhere to go. Got just a yard away from the 6-yard box and just toe poked it, hoping to win a corner. I don't think he's going to get one. It's Camargo calmly sees that one go past. As another substitution for Vasco comes on. It's Claudio Spinelli enters the game. 2 goals last time out against Paysandu. We'll get confirmation of who he's replaced shortly, as Corinthians have a throw in halfway through the Vasco half. Spinelli with his golden locks flowing as he enters, trying to get more attacking intent. Renato Gaucho from his side. Cross field ball, switching play from left to right for Corinthians. Daniel did ever so well to try and get full, but he's just lost out. But they have won it back, Corinthians, as Garro points it forward up towards Yuri Alberto, trying to knock it down to Lingard, but he's missed out. Adson with the recovery, and now Barros can bring it forward for Vasco, up towards the centre circle, slips in Rojas. Rojas evades the challenge of Garro. He's still in possession, plays it down the left-hand side towards Gomez. Gomez infield towards Pitson. He gets it back, cross comes in, headed away though by Enrique of Corinthians. And it's a goal kick for the side in white. I can confirm that it was David who has gone off for the away side. A straight swap there. As David goes off and Spinelli, the Argentine, comes on. To get a goal late on for the away side. It was 69, 70 minutes on the clock. Corinthians still leading by a goal to nil. Corinthians also down to 10 men after Andre was sent off right before half time for a straight red card. Lingard plays it forward up towards Alberto. On the turn, he's brought down. Referee says free kick. Good hold-up play by the Brazilian. As the referee gets his vanishing spray out, marks down where the ball should go. Two errant black balloons on the field as well. So people need to be careful not to... Thankfully it's a different colour to the ball, they're not going to get mistaken, but those who are of English Premier League persuasion will remember the Sunderland beach ball against Liverpool. Not hoping for similar incident this time round. But free kick that Garro will take on this left-hand side for Vasco. It's clipped into the penalty area towards the back post. Headed away though by Adson. Out only as far as Paulista, and he has to poke it all the way back over the halfway line. It's with the goal scorer Baidu, who can send it long down this left-hand side. Trying to keep it in play is Garro. He kicks away the spare ball right in front of Renato Gaucho, who is apoplectic on the touchline, who feels that the Corinthians captain should be booked for that unsporting-like play, but referee is happy for it to continue. And Allen wins it in the heart midfield for Corinthians, trying to get forward, playing it over defenders, does incredibly well, finds Alberto, who can poke it forward for Lingard. Lingard playing in Alberto to the penalty area, looks to get forward, but really well cut out by Saldivia in the end. Vasco can launch it clear. And Claudio Spinelli's not going to get on the end of that one. It's cut out by Enrique, and in fact, Margot is going to run it all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box and towards the byline, and then pick it up to waste as much time as he can. Throws out to his left, finds Baidu. Near touchline now, up towards Biden. Cut out by a Vasco defender for a throw-in on this near side. Right in front of the two technical areas. Vasco have it in the centre circle with Renan up towards Pitton. Plays it infield to Rojas. Now to Barros, centrally playing it to his right, finds Saldivia. Now Henrique, he's got options out wide, steps inside. Henrique thought about having a shot, but finds men over on the far side. Rojas, he looked like he would have a shot, but has carried on his run out wide, trying to slip in. Adson doesn't do so, and it's claimed in the end off of a deflection from Jesse Lingard doing his defensive duties. It bounced off his boots into the arms of his goalkeeper, who rolls it down on the floor and then sends it long up over the halfway line. On the turn is Lingard, it's Ranieri, forgive me, trying to get there, does ever so well to get past one, not quite past two defenders, but he does retain possession. Finds Garro, brings him into the action. Garro takes contact, goes down, laying face down on the floor again, wasting some valuable time. Ranieri do ever so well. Few balls knocking over the top of defenders. Trying to spin away from Pitton and Robert Renan. He did ever so well just to hold up play. It will be a Corinthians free kick on the far side. 25 yards out. 73 minutes gone. Corinthians 1, Vasco 0. Corinthians down to 10 men, holding on to a slender lead. A goal here would really tuck things up for the home side. Garro waiting for the referee to take this. sends it in now towards the back post. It's high, it's wide, it's, in all honesty, a bit of a wasted opportunity for the home side. It just allows Vasco to get the ball in quickly. And in fact, it's been coming together on the far side and to play it down. Andres Gomez has brought down what looks to be Breno Biden. It just breaks the play up a little bit, and we're going to see another change for Corinthians very, very shortly. The referee tells Biden to get back to his feet. Picks up the ball, drops it down. And Andre Carrillo looks like he's going to be coming on for the home side. 34-year-old Peruvian. Vasco have it on this near side. Hudson playing it infield towards Barros. Two, both with blonde highlights in their hair. Must be something going around the dressing room at the moment, but it's with Saldivia. Back to Barros, who's at the centre of midfield, halfway through the Corinthians half. Saldivia rolls it under his foot, goes back the way he came. Rojas out to the far side, finds Gomez, looks to take on his man. Cross comes in, punched away this time by Camargo. Out towards Renan. Renan playing it crossfield ball towards Saldivia, who winds up a shot this time. It's over the bar by some distance. You can see the change now. It's going to be the captain, Rodrigo Garro, who makes way for the home side. He's put in an excellent performance. He's done incredibly well. Technically gifted. Provided a beautiful assist for that opening goal. He'll hand the armband over to Gustavo Enrique, and in his place will be Andre Carrillo. Andre Carrillo of Peru comes on to make his 100. Well, forgive me. Comes on to he's made 104 appearances for Peru, as I look to read at my notes. Not coming on to make his 105th appearance for Corinthians. No. It is his 10th appearance this season in the Serie A. But just to say, Andre Carrillo has been around the block a bit with those 104 caps for the national side. So no stranger to elite level football. And in fact, we're going to see Paulo Enrique coming off for Vasco. In his place is going to be Nuno Moreira. So an attacking change there by Renato Gaucho as he looks to try and get that equalising goal. Nuno Moreira, 26 years old, scored against Fluminense back in March, so some time since he's last scored, but what a time it would be to get that goal as the ball goes forward up and over the Corinthians defence towards Spinelli, but he's unable to keep it in play, and it goes out for a goal kick. Gaucho on that near side, hands on hips as he feels that's wasted possession. Long ball over the top, bounce straight out for a goal kick. 77 minutes down now. Corinthians still holding on to that one goal lead. They are still down to 10 men as the long ball goes forward from the goalkeeper, but it's pinged straight back. Vasco now with Piton, sends in an early cross into the box, but it's over everybody. Corinthians, you feel, will be very happy to keep Vasco at arm's length as they're doing so now. Jesse Lingard bringing it forward, playing it down the line, trying to slip in Yuri Alberto, but the pass from Lingard goes out for a throw-in. Vasco take it quickly. It's now in the centre of midfield with Renan. Plays forward to Piton. Great touch, edge of the area. Looks to get a shot away, deflected, and it's cleared by Gustavo Enrique of Corinthians. Piton, great feet to dummy the first defender and buy a yard of space. His effort was blocked right on the edge of the area. They come forward again. It's now with Johan Rojas. Out wide towards Gomez. He's got 2 white shirts in front of him. Finds Rojas. Takes a shot from distance. Bounces, but clutched. And held really well by Camargo. Got down really well. I must say, though there have been many long balls into him, everything that he's faced has been equal. And in fact, the referee has given a corner to Vasco because the 8-second countdown that Camargo has to release the ball, the referee says it took too, he ran out of time. And it's invited a corner to Vasco when Camargo could have cleared it and sent it long. Or could this be the twist in the tail? Corner to Vasco on this near side. Cross comes in. Headed down and away off from Spinelli into the back of a Corinthians player. And in fact, the referee calls a foul as Spinelli was bundled over a Corinthians defender trying to get to that header. In fact, now Camargo is down on the ground as he had a bit of a, as he punched the second ball away, he had a bit of a coming together. Claudio Spinelli wagging his finger in the face of the referee. In fact, Camargo, I think, has gone down with a bit of cramp. He came down just a little, maybe jarred his knee as he came back down to earth after a tremendous leap to try and punch that ball away. But it is going to be a free kick to Corinthians. You can guarantee that Camargo will not make the same mistake twice. And let that 8-second countdown run out on him again. Of course, that rule when the goalkeeper has the ball in hand, they have 8 seconds to release it. Otherwise, it will be a corner to the opposing side. Yuri Alberto does incredibly well to hold that ball up. Slips in Baidu, who's upended, but referee says play on. As Adson now has space on this near side to play with. Slips in. Another onrushing attacker, but it's a poor touch. And it's cleared easily by Corinthians. Now Barros can win it back. Deep in Vasco territory. Sends it forward towards Renan up the halfway line. Stepping forward, he's got so much space in front of him, he's got time to pick out a pass, does so. Gomez, wide left on the far side for Vasco. He's got 3 white shirts, poor touch and control, he misses out and loses it, and now off to the races. Vanielli is brought down and will buy some time. He had players in support, but he knew exactly what he was doing. It's going to be a yellow card for the number 10, Johan Rojas of Vasco, for a cynical foul in the end. I believe that Vasco were wanting a free kick when Andre Carrillo had a fistful of Gomez's shirt. Ranieri still on the turf, taking his time to get back to his feet. In fact, Corinthians slowing things down by taking the ball further away from where the free kick should be. And now roll it forward. Corinthians just trying all the tricks in the book to wind the time down, to get a vital win, to send them up the table. It would be head coach Fernando Diniz's first win in charge of Corinthians since taking over in early April. He has first win in the league. He's got wins in the Copa do Brasil and in the Copa Libertadores group stages, but not a win in the league, and this would really provide a boost for the Timão as the ball comes forward over the halfway line for Vasco. It's now on this near side with Adson, sends it across. Spinelli chests it down, but he misses out. He hits the floor, but it's a really well-timed challenge by Enrique, who just picked his pocket to get that ball away. As Saldivia and Alberto shoulder to shoulder bump off each other, which allows Renan to win possession for Vasco. Instead, Corinthians being penned back. And it's wave after wave of Vasco attacks. Adson gets past Lingard, slipped into the 6-yard box and shot ever so wide in the end, as it's shot wide by by Brenner, who was leaning back as he took it, and the momentum as he rolled over, he just couldn't get it on target. Promising though, the back door was open for the away side. 84 minutes gone, Corinthians 1, Vasco 0. Koei Camargo is going to send this long, right-footed launch into the sky. It bounces once, twice, and into the gloves of Leo Jardin. Was a very, very quiet second half, as all the action's been up in the Corinthians half. I think it's the first time I've said his name in this second 45. Barros 1-2s with Renan. Goes back to Barros. Play looks to come down this right-hand side. Adson plays in field to Moreira. Back to Saldivia, now with Barros. Play goes from right to left. It's with Rojas. Left-footed cross into the box. It's bouncing, nearly made its way to Adson, but it's coming away now. Corinthians charging down the left-hand side. In slips Alberto, one-on-one with the keeper. Left-footed shot. It was at a tight angle. It was never going to land anywhere. And in fact, Alberto goes over the hoarding. It was Baidu who played it in beautifully. Beat the offside trap. It was a really heavy second touch from Rui Alberto, who's not had much to do at all in this game. Adson brings it forward for Vasco. Central now is Rojas. Pulls it onto his left, onto his right. It's a misplaced pass. In fact, a misplaced touch, and he's given it away. The clearance is poor from Corinthians. It invites Vasco back. Adson on this right-hand side. Edge of the area. Plays it back to Saldivia. Finds Rojas. Went for the first shot, but decides to play it out wide left, where he finds Gomez. Stood up by Carrillo. Gomez low and on the floor. Well held by Camargo. That wasn't going to trouble anybody. Goal kick. Now Baidu hits the turf. And the referee counting down. Camargo's got to be quick here. This Corinthians are going to be a player down, and I think it's been rolled out as Baidu goes to have some cramp relieved in his left leg. Jesse Lingard, the one applying the medical attention. Lucas Piton is trying to encourage the referee to get things moving again, but to no avail, and the referee is going to say it's going to be a throw-in on the far side, because I believe that Camargo threw the ball out. He had to release the balls. The clock was winding down. He's already been penalised for that before. Time is running out for the away side, but they do have a throw-in on the far side in the left wing position. It's thrown back sportingly for a goal kick to Corinthians. Denise trying to signal something, but the referee waves it away. It's going to be a goal kick to the home side. Again, Camargo just taking as much time as he will allow. Pulls up his socks. Repositions the ball once, twice, and in fact the referee has allowed the substitution to take place. It's going to be the goal scorer, Baidu, to make way. And the Vasco players are trying to push him off the field, get him off quickly, as they know that this is wasting time they don't have. Baidu will make way. In his place will be Fabrizio Angileri. He will come on. Straight left back swap. And then number 23, Matheus Pereira, will also come on. We'll see out the final few minutes. We'll get confirmation of who he will replace very shortly. In fact, he is going to replace Bruno Biden as well. So more defensive reinforcements for Corinthians as they look to see this one out. So it's Fabrizio Angileri and Matheus Pereira coming on to try and shore things up now for the home side. Goal kick is now taken, sent long, headed straight back by Brennan. Punched back by the boots of Alberto. But only as far as Brennan, who can come forward now over the halfway line, galloping at pace. Plays it forward to Piton. Wide left, gives it back to Brennan. Encouraged to deliver the ball, but he doesn't. Rojas then plays it square to Saldivia. Outright now towards Adson. Adson left-footed ball infield. Alberto clears it in the box. Adson gets it back, slips on the turf, but does really well to find the pass in the end. Backheel pass, through it goes. Saldivia. Renan switches it over to the left. Rojas looking to get the delivery right. Cuts back, finds Gomez out wide left. Edge of the area. He's got two in front of him. Cross comes in this time, but cleared at the near post by Paulista. Renan with the strike, and over it goes. This back line of Corinthians is holding up anything that's being thrown at it. They're equal to. Watertight at the moment as we head into stoppage time. The assistants just lifted up the board, but it will be a goal kick. Camargo sending everybody long. Corinthians within touching distance of their first league win since the second game of the season. Lingard gets the return ball down on this left-hand side. He's going to take it towards the corner flag. Cuts back inside as he tries to find Allen. Allen can only poke a foot at it, and it goes through to Jardim. It's a confirmation of 8 additional minutes here at the Neoquímica Arena in Sao Paulo as Corinthians holding on to a 1-0 lead. They're a man down. They've defended brilliantly in their second half. They've withstood everything so far, but Adson puts it onto his left foot. Curling cross, Spinelli with the diving header, and it's over. Stooped down low to try and get his head on that, but it's over the bar. Gustavo Enrique was there on his shoulder, just did enough to put him off. Fabio Spinelli readjusts his headband, tucks his long golden locks behind his ears, looks to the sky in frustration. How many more opportunities will he get? As we've only got 6 minutes left in this one. Camargo sending everybody long again. His touch map, with the amount of touches he's had, must be up there. It's one of the highest Corinthian players. Cute little flick from Alberto to Jesse Lingard, who takes it down towards the corner flag. Alberto does well to retain possession. He's down, joined by Pereira. Pereira finds it. Alberto spraying out towards the right. Corinthians have a rare moment to get it forward. It's now with Carrillo. Overlapping is Ranieri. Back to Carrillo. What will he do here? Look to take it back towards the corner flag instead of sending the cross. Does give Vasco an opportunity to get back, but Ranieri with a strong foot back in. Retains possession. Tries to send the cross and get a ricochet for a corner. Doesn't come. It's into the penalty area, but Vasco will come away with it clear. And now they have an opportunity to come again. As the tide of black shirts comes forward. Corinthians running back to create almost a back six. And the pass forward by Gomez towards Piton is played out for a goal kick. Lack of concentration. Players now getting cramp all over the field. As it's Ranieri who's gone down, and the referee just gives him a reminder. He can't take all the time in the world over this one. It will be a goal kick. Ranieri back on his feet. Wasted opportunity for the away side as Gomez's pass went straight out. The referee having another word with Camargo, telling him to hurry up and take this goal kick, which he does now. Driven hard and long down towards this left-hand side. Rui Alberto does incredibly well to chest it down into the path of Murer. He gets forward towards the edge of the area, He was caught in sixes and sevens whether to take it out wide or have a shot. He went to have the shot in the end. Back come Vasco. Down the left-hand side with Piton. He's got space to run into. Allen is the only white shirt in front of him. Alberto is slotted back into midfield. He's not even bothered with striking anymore, as it's all hands to the pump for the home side. Rojas has it on the far side, cuts infield, looking to find a spare man. Piton finds Rojas. Infield to Gomez. Gomez onto his left, goes for the strike. Caught it on the half volley bounce, and it's into Rose behind the goal. High fives for the Corinthian defence as Ranieri did just enough to put him off. Ranieri, who's been outstanding at the back for the home side. Camargo will take another goal kick. The sun has fully set here in Sao Paulo now, and under the lights it looks like it's going to be a vital 3 points for the home side. We still have a few minutes left to play. Ball is sent long. Alberto heads it down towards Carrillo on the far side. Hoiks it over the top of Piton. Carrillo switches play over to the far side of the penalty area where there are no white shirts, and Leo Jardim can come away with it, rolls it out. Now this, surely there aren't going to be many opportunities left as we enter 2 more minutes of added time. Rojas cuts inside Carrillo, comes into the centre of midfield, plays it forward to Saldivia in a central position, plays it into the right wing position where he finds Adson. Adson towards the edge of the area. He's got Lingard in front of him. Adson plays it central to Rojas. Rojas has options left and right, goes left towards Piton. Piton loops it towards the back post, and it's out for another goal kick. A real lack of movement from the Vasco front line. And Corinthians will be happy to see that one sail all the way over. Now there appears to be an issue with finding a ball. It's Camargo again, wasting as much time as he can. At 3 points, this would be for the home side. Started the day in 17th. This would shoot them up the table comfortably into mid-table and out of the relegation zone. But for Vasco, opportunity wasted. But we've spoken so many times about the incredible hoodoo that Corinthians have over their opponents today. As Carrillo shoulders is too strong for the Vasco defence. He gets down towards the corner flag, but is trying to cut the ball back, but it's headed into the path of the goalkeeper Jardim, who rolls it out delicately towards Barros, plays it forward up towards the halfway line, up over towards Moreira passing the ball, or ricocheting it off of Ranieri. Throw taken quickly by Piton, cleared. Alberto can clear it, but not very well, only as far as Barros. It's come back to Saldivia. Last chance now for Vasco. Rojas now to Gomez, wide left. He's got options beyond him. 1-2, Gomez brings it back, can't get the shot away as Ranieri is in the way. Piton infield now towards Gomez, clipped on, and it's diving header from Spinelli, but it's over the bar, snatched at it. There was a player behind him, maybe didn't quite hear the call. But Spinelli, that was golden. He should have hit the target from there. It's about 8 yards out. But the diving header sails into the Sao Paulo sky. And surely that's that. As the goal kick is taken long. Over it goes. Eyes turn to the referee. Will Corinthians have just produced a fantastic second half defensive display, or is there to be one more twist? Saldivia coming forward for the away side. Now Gomez takes it towards the edge of the area. He's muscled out by Yuri Alberto once and twice, but Gomez does get away this time, but it's the duo of Jesse Lingard and Alberto And that is enough. They've played it out for a throw-in, but the referee calls time. And Corinthians hold on to a 1-0 victory against Vasco da Gama, as Corinthians now go unbeaten against Vasco in 6 of their last games in all competitions. It was Matthias Bidu with the goal for the home side in 38 minutes. And that was enough to see them through. Andre was sent off with a straight red card right on half-time for the home side, but there was no answer from Vasco da Gama as Corinthians get the win, and a victory that sees them shoot up the table into 14th place. Now only a point behind their opponents today. What a vital win that has been for the Timão. So at full time here in Sao Paulo, it's Corinthians 1, Vasco da Gama 0. I've been Ben Hayes, your commentator. Thank you and good night.